Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. Here on American Voices, we celebrate all this country has to offer. So after hearing about people's life stories, we also want to celebrate the land. So each week, we invite authors and artists to talk about a favorite place or sound in the country. This time, Leon Carroll is here. He authored, together with Mark Harmon, the book Ghosts of Panama. Here's Leon Carroll on his favorite sound.
My name is Leon Carroll, and I'm a former Marine. My favorite sound is hearing Marine Corps cadence. Military cadence is when the leader of a military formation is calling cadence to keep the members of the unit in step. It is repetitive, like a left, right, left type of thing, but a lot of the sergeants will sing that, like right or low, hey low, right or low, hey left, that type of thing. It's really, really awesome because you work as a team. And I think that's something that we've kind of fallen short on in our society. We've all been focused on this individual thing and, sports. And I think most of us, myself included, we want our children to be involved in team things, being able to work with others. And we've kind of lost that in many respects. And I think the military certainly brings that back into play. When I look back growing up, it started with playing baseball and being part of a baseball team. But I think the whole uniform military approach to things started when I became a Cub Scout at age 8. And I remained in scouting from age 8, probably third grade, all the way into college as an Explorer Scout. And from there on to college into ROTC, military science was my minor. And I decided rather than going into the Army, I'd go into the Marine Corps. You get used to it day one. I mean, you show up and, one of the first things you learn to do, whether it's boot camp or officer candidate school, is to be in formation and follow the orders of the person that's in charge of the formation. So it's day one. I mean, as soon as you get off the bus, you're getting in formation. And the next day in training, you're learning how to do left face, right face, about face, those types of things. And throughout your training, you get better as a group, as a unit. And once you get to graduation, it's like this one machine that's made up of a group of 50, 60 individuals that are now marching in unison. And that's quite the accomplishment. The first thing to learn is to stand at attention, where you have your feet kind of at a 45-degree angle, your arms are straight down, your hands are cupped. Then to turn left or right, you learn to pivot on either foot. To do an about face, you learn how to do an about face. And then when you're marching, you lead off with your left foot all the time. As you're marching, to turn left or right, it's either column left or right. If you're going on a 45-degree angle, it's an oblique movement. So these are things that I, I think every military service teaches right off the bat in boot camp. The saying is, you're only as strong as the weakest link. So the real goal is to get everyone to work together to make sure that the weakest person is up to speed with pretty much everybody else. In other words, yeah, you can be the strongest, the fastest, or whatever, but if you're going into battle, you're only going to be as strong as the weakest person in that battle. So you have to make sure that everybody is up to speed. And by the end of your basic training or officer training, you realize that everybody there has met the minimum requirements to make it into whatever role you're trying to fill. One or two guys that just screw up no matter what. And the instructors would always hone in on those guys, and sometimes some of the things that came out of their mouths, shouldn't be repeated actually. And it was all about instilling discipline in the individual and realizing that they were part of something that's actually bigger than they are. But, there were times where you wanted to smile under your, without anybody seeing it because some of it was funny. I mean, it really was. And a lot of times what would be said would be funny, but you never wanted to get caught laughing at it. Let's put it that way. There's certain things that have made a difference in my life, and being a United States Marine is at the top of that list.
That was Leon Carroll. He co-authored together with Mark Harmon the book, Ghosts of Panama. Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.